Welcome to panyangis.com. We are going to speak to Lutz, who is the president of SKAL on Samui, an initiative to help people rediscover Samui in these times. A great, massive team of people who've come together on the island. This is panyangis.com and we are joined by Lutz from SKAL on Koh Samui. Thank you so much for talking to us. Lutz, how's your day going?
Very well. I mean, based on the current circumstances that the island is very quiet and there's only local tourism, but we're coping with it.
I was on Koh Samui last week and I was pleasantly surprised because here on Koh Phangan we see images of Chaweng deserted. But I was pleasantly surprised that there was a lot of traffic. There's still a lot of life on Koh Samui.
Yeah, I'm surprised myself. Yesterday I was even caught in a little traffic jam, and I was wondering where all these vehicles are coming from. But part of the local tourism, people that are traveling here to Koh Samui, they do so by car. Yeah. So people are even traveling from Bangkok by car and then taking the ferry in Domsak. So that's definitely adding to the traffic. But you have some areas where things are still happening and where there's a bit of life and also nightlife. For example, Fisherman Village, you see certain places being busy in the evening, while, for example, in Chaweng, it's fairly deserted. I mean, if you see even 7-Eleven closing, then that's an alarm sign.
Yes, it is. Same here for Hadrin. But then, you know, all the other areas still have expat life and local Thai life happening.
Sure. There's still people living here on the island, and they go out and you see them. It's not that everybody is hiding under their stone and not going out anymore. Yes.
Does SKAL mean anything? Does it stand for anything?
SKAL, actually, it's a Scandinavian word. It's which means actually cheers. Yeah. So we have a toast that we bring up at every gathering that we have. And at the end of this toast, the word SKAL comes, which then underlines the toast and the parts of what SKAL promotes, which is friendship and also doing business amongst friends. The abbreviations actually are, if I'm not mistaken, Swedish words, which stand for happiness, good health, friendship, and a long life. So there's each of these letters is for one of those four. So this is the toast that we bring up when we have our gatherings, and then it combines into SKAL as a cheers, good health, and at the end of the toast.
That's really nice. It's very optimistic as well, and that's the vibe that we're getting from what you do. Were you the initial, creator of SKAL?
No. SKAL is a worldwide organization.
Right.
It was founded in 1934. So, and now you have clubs all over the world in almost 100 countries. It's up to 14,000 members. So there is a SKAL website as well. So we are just one fragment in that whole worldwide SKAL network. Here on Koh Samui with our club, with currently we have 52 members. We're always between 50 and 60 members. But every club has different priorities based on their location, based on where they are, and so we are just SKAL Club Koh Samui. You have additional clubs in Thailand, in Krabi, in Bangkok, in Chiang Mai, and in Phuket. So we have a quite strong representation of SKAL in Thailand.
So how long has the Koh Samui group been going?
Oh, now you catch me. When was it founded? I think it's been on for about 15 years, I would say. I joined for the first time when I was on Koh Samui for the first time, which was in 2009 to 2012. I was a treasurer by that time, and then I left Koh Samui for about 3 years, and then came back, and then I took over also as a president, so for 4 years now.
Mm-hmm. And we discovered you, or the kind of main thing we're seeing at the moment was the video about Rediscover Koh Samui. Can you tell us what this is aimed at doing currently?
Well, the video is only a part of our campaign, which is called Rediscover Samui. So we were actually thinking about what can we do to get the word out, and we're aiming now in our first phase, particularly at local travelers, which means Thais or expats living in Thailand. So people that are in Thailand that obviously want to travel, that have the time, and maybe have not considered Koh Samui as a destination. Or they have been here and it's been a long time. A lot of times when I go to Bangkok, I used to go to Bangkok, and for example, I spoke to people in the travel industry, and I would ask them, Thais as well as foreigners, I said, have you been to Samui? Yes. When was the last time? Oh my God, like maybe 10 years ago. So that's why we said there's probably a lot of people that would like to rediscover it in terms of that they have been there, but it's been a while, or that people just have a wrong perception of the island. A lot of people that I also talk to, they think of Koh Samui, oh, it's this island, it's crowded, it's there's only foreigners, and it's not really a place for Thais to go. And it wasn't in the past. Our percentage in many of the resorts of Thai travelers was single digits. It was very, very little. So now our aim is that to invite them to rediscover Koh Samui as a beautiful destination within Thailand, within their country, to go to explore. So we started the campaign, and there are different components to the campaign. One was the video, because it's an amazing island. I don't have to explain to you how much Koh Samui has to offer. And we say it's a great balance. It's things like, if you want the action, obviously right now it's a bit less with nightlife or action water sports, you have it. If you want the opposite, if you want to have tranquil boat tours or sailing trips, if you want wellness retreats and accommodation away from the hustle and bustle, you have that as well. Yeah, you have international food, you have fantastic local Thai food, you have international travelers, you have local travelers. So there's an amazing balance, and this is what we want to highlight. This is what we want to get the word out. And the video is one medium. We have actually two videos. We have the full video, and we have a more social media friendly shortened version. But now our first action actually was to bring influencers to the island from Bangkok, yeah, and to show them all these places and these experiences and these activities that we think represent Koh Samui very, very well.
Mm-hmm. And how are you guys funded? Is it something that you all do together? Do you have to do fundraising? How do you get your media?
We have funds of the club, because we have their membership fees, where a certain portion remains with the club. We do have dinner events every month, where also a small portion goes to the club. We haven't been spending on any major projects in the past couple of years, so we have money available. But now we had the first group of influencers with us 2 weeks ago. Right. But the main expense was actually only the flight tickets, because accommodation, transportation, experiences, this was all sponsored by the members.
That's
so
great.
We literally only spend on the flight tickets. Unfortunately, we didn't get a better deal with Bangkok Airways than what was available also to book online. So we had to invest 4,000 baht for a return ticket for each of the influencers. But this was our major expense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Has there been any feedback from the first batch of influencers?
Yeah, there has been. They said it was too much. we had a really they felt a little bit overwhelmed by everything that we had lined up, and sometimes they were like from morning until evening they were out exploring.
Yeah.
But they also need time actually, because they take pictures, they need time to edit the pictures. They would maybe post sometimes something immediately, so they didn't really have time for this. So we took this as a feedback, and definitely when we will put together the next group, actually we have a call tomorrow, and we have already set a period the first week of November where we want to bring the next group. So we will take this into consideration and make the schedule a bit lighter, give them a bit more time, because simple things like when we would schedule maybe a meal, a dinner or a lunch for 1.5 hours, they need easily 2 or 2.5 hours because they also want to take pictures of the dishes, of the surroundings, of the atmosphere. So we learned also quite a bit, and we will use this knowledge and then come up with a more influencer and media friendly schedule for the second round.
Mm-hmm. Do you know when local Thai or expat travelers do come to Koh Samui, what sort of things do they like to do the most? Is there a theme?
Well, there are definitely some highlights for the Thai travelers, because we've been following the social media, and we've been also talking to these influencers before the trip, and if there's any must-see, must-dos in it. And also from just by seeing which places are busy on the island. Yeah. So one of the main spots is in Fisherman Village, Koh Tam.
Yes.
It's a beach bar with the beanbags in the sand, fire show, sitting there, nice view of Koh Phangan. So they've been very, very active on social media right from the beginning, and so it became a must-go, must-see spot. A couple of local restaurants with really local food, southern food, Samui food. Sabingle is one of them, Khao Hom or Pensiri. So those are where already people from Bangkok come and they know about those places and they want to go there and experience their food. And another one is Koh Matsum, which is now known as the Pig Island. It has become famous for these pigs strolling around on the beach, and people taking pictures with pigs on a beach. So that's been super popular. The Overlap Stone as one of the most Instagrammable spots on the island. So those are where everybody knows about it before they come. Yeah. While I would say for expats, some of them coming with children, especially now there's for international schools there's a term break again coming up, so we expect some of them coming. They go more for maybe go on a boat, do a sailing cruise, hit some of the beach clubs or the family friendly resorts. Like I said, Chaweng is not much happening, but they would also go and explore Fisherman Village and some of the dining locations there. And definitely also Koh Tam. Everybody goes there.
Yes, yeah, I've been there, but I heard it's not where the locals go, so I will go to a more local place in Fisherman.
Well, we used to go there as well in the beginning because it's good food, it's a nice location, it's a nice hangout. But right now, no, because it's so busy.
Well, it's great for them, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I mean, they I think one of the very, very few that actually benefit from this whole situation, and I think they are busier than they normally would be at this time of the year under normal circumstances.
Mhm. So if there are people on Koh Samui who are interested in helping you, are there any criteria for getting involved?
Well, we are a club, and so we always happy if people are interested, and we have our monthly event. Everybody can join one of these events without being a member. Mm-hmm. We have a fee for the dinners for guests. It's slightly higher. It's a couple of $100 more than the regular price. So we always encourage people to come and see first, you know, who are we, what are we doing, what kind of crowd are we, do you feel comfortable with us? Normally our dinners, we have at least 40, but up to 60 people. There's always, I would say, 40 to 50% of the people participating are guests. So we always have a very fair share of guests. So we don't want to just stick to ourselves and you have to first become a member before you're allowed to join. No, that's not. We are open. I think many people know us on the island. And yeah, anybody who's interested, and like I said, the focus is on tourism. SKAL's vision is to become a trusted voice in tourism. And a lot is linked to tourism here on the island. You know, a lot of businesses are somehow dependable on tourism. So that it could be interesting for many people to join and just to learn. And of course, our campaign now, we look for experiences, we look for places where we take those influences. Of course, the priority is the members. But if we have something where we would say, well, it's not a member, but this experience is really great, or it's really something that the influencers would like to go, to see, to experience and to write about, then it can also be a non-member. For example, there's a new, we took them to 2 elephant experiences during the last trip. Both of them are not members, but we think they do a fantastic job. And it's something we would like to highlight, that there are now, Koh Samui is going away from these elephant rides and elephant shows and whatever it used to be in the past. And now we have elephant sanctuaries that are taking care of those animals in a very, very sustainable and animal-friendly way.
Yeah. So what, just to finish, Lutz, what are your goals, would you say, to the end of the year? What would you hope to achieve?
Well, we want to keep that momentum going, and there is also, we have created a hashtag, we have created a website, and also we are active on Facebook and Instagram. So what our aim is that this hashtag Rediscover Samui becomes popular, and that everybody in Koh Samui gets familiar with it, and that people that come here use it. Yeah, at the moment it's us who drive it, that we post things, and of course the influencers, we ask them to use that hashtag. But we really want to keep that going, and I don't expect international travel to restart within this year. So our focus for this year, for the remains of this year, will be the domestic travel. So that this tagline Rediscover Samui becomes popular within Thailand, within travelers, Thais and expats in Thailand, and that people are coming now during this, what I mentioned, there is a school break. Unfortunately, then we're heading into low season or rainy season. We'll see how it goes, because last year we didn't really have a rainy season. And local travelers are more spontaneous. So if the weather forecast is good, they might still come in November. And then we have done festive at the end of the year, where locals may travel again. And then hopefully by the beginning of next year, we will see international travel to start. As a next step, maybe after domestic, would be local in terms of Asia, Southeast Asia. That borders are opening, and we have a few direct hubs with Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, where people can fly direct to Samui, that this starts to happen. And once we see that borders will be opened and these markets hopefully are the first ones to come back to Thailand, we will also then aim at bringing influencers, media from those source markets as a next step. Do the same thing, we'll invite them to Rediscover Samui. And then as a third step, the long haul markets, which are Europe and other destinations that are very, very essential for Koh Samui.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Lutz, and great work, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, and thanks also to support, to spread the word, because anything that's beneficial for Koh Samui, I think it's also beneficial for Koh Phangan.
Exactly.
we're brothers in arms here, and
yes.
I think it's also a chance to paint a different picture now of the island, to get away a little bit from people that only know Chaweng. I think similar prospects here also for Koh Phangan. It's not all about the full moon party. The island has so much more to offer. So it's also a great chance to restart sustainable tourism, to bring people that may have thought about Koh Samui and Koh Phangan differently before, and to create a new image and bring tourists back to the island. And it's an ongoing process. It's not that we say by the end of the year we will be done. It needs to continue, and it will take time for tourism to bounce back. And we will continue to do whatever we can do to help with that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Emma. It was nice to talk to you and also to meet you.
Thank you, and you.
Maybe in person one day.